Start every video with a smile. I was trying to do this simple. It's time for a new phone. Uh, Once again, I need someone to give me about $2,000. Phones are so expensive now. Uh, it's like my phone is going through its progression of age, and as the updates come, more and more it's showing its age. Look at it. World famous FREDRICK 24/7 365. But I'm going through a major metabolic change. Humongous change. Uh and once again I'm doing it live. Man, I need my haircut shaved, but need a haircut also. What I'm doing, I'm in the kitchen of life. I said, man, I'm sitting up here talking on the phone. I said, I could be making a live video. I wanted to start doing live videos on Saturdays when I get a chance. If I'm off on a Saturday to work out, because it's when I'm working out and stuff, or just in the park and stuff. But this Saturday, I got so caught up in whatever else I thought I was supposed to be doing, and I forgot that I should be doing a live video. So here it is. It is the world famous Labor Day here in the United States. And I said, man, look, I'm going to do a video. And because my hair looks crazy, we're going to go get our world famous super hat. I really need to get a haircut. I was going to go get a haircut today. At least get the sides cut down so I can look somewhat normal. But I shaved. Makes me look back normal once again. But as you can see, I'm working out more. I'm obviously walking. I mean, you can't fake a lot of this stuff. You're getting out, you're doing it, you're doing it. Get out walking. I'm walking more. I need to get to the point where I'm jogging. It's easier to move faster on my elliptical back there than it is just walking about. But today, again, the sun ain't even bad today. The sun ain't even out, so maybe about 7 o'clock, I'm gonna hit this park over here, go for a walk. So I'm walking more. So I'm motivating myself more to become more physically active. This is red cabbage. Just cut it up. Putting that in there. I'll share these pictures on my post. You got YouTube posts now, just like Instagram and other stuff. You can share it on your post. Why am I doing this cabbage? Because about 8 years ago, anybody who's been following me since then, when I first started that health journey, my second one, this is the third one, I went through something where I was at the hospital for 3 days, and they were testing my heart. After that, I went, you can see they tested my stomach, and they never could find anything other than, high blood pressure, borderline diabetic, stuff like that. And I'm explaining how I'm feeling and stuff like that. And it's just like, they didn't have anything. So this time, I'm not going to go that easily because them bills are expensive as hell. You go to the hospital now, I mean, it is a cleanse package. It's cheaper for me to wait for a sale from Dr. Sabi or anybody else who does a good cleanse, because I've been thinking about Yaki, going to St. Louis and going to Yaki Awaken. We need to make that happen. But it's cheaper to do that than to spend money at the doctor's office. Anybody who has health insurance now knows your premiums, unless you are rich. And what I mean by rich, let me explain the new norm here in America. The new average is 80 plus thousand. The new average is 80 plus thousand. That means average man, average woman makes 80 plus thousand by themselves. The new norm for a family is 120. And if you don't believe me, you look up statistics for yourself and you start analyzing the stuff and seeing what I'm seeing. So that being said, I'm cutting up cabbage. That being said, you go to a doctor's visit and you go to an emergency room and they're charging anywhere from $2,000 to $9,000 for an emergency room. You're gonna have to pay that off unless you do some credit trickery, cut deals, whatever you got to do with these hospitals. But they're charging you, and ain't no thing at the door saying, hey, it's gonna be this for this. When you're in trouble, you're in trouble. You know, the hospital takes you somewhere, you're in trouble, you're in trouble. It is what it is. You know, ain't no, hey, let's cut this deal while you're in trouble. When you're in trouble, you need help. You ain't thinking about it. You want to survive. So, but that being said, then you know the next time that may come up, you're thinking, you're analyzing, you're saying, damn, am I really in trouble, or do I need to stop for a second and think about something? So that being said, I really haven't been eating much in the last couple days, um, but I'm feeling weird. It's like I was telling my friend I have to drink coffee because I'm like in a brain fog all day. So it's like Quick Trip is the closest thing here. I usually do half and half or some kind of uh, make it's dairy creamer because I don't want to do non-dairy creamer. Is way worse. But it's usually like half and half and black coffee. That's it. Try to cut from the sweeteners because the sweeteners that's where they get you. But it's like I drive, so I gotta be awake. And then when I get off work, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta work out. The gains to me, I see the gains. If you know my chest right here, you can start to see the gains already. You see the shoulders, you can start seeing the gains. You start seeing the arms, you start seeing the gains. It's a month or something into it. But I just do a certain ritual routine, and it helps. It pushes me. But going back to, you starting to feel something weird when you go walking. Uh, until you start walking, you're feeling weird the whole time, and I can't explain it. I'm watching stuff on YouTube. I talked to my doctor. This is what I was supposed to have been talking about. It's the last doctor's visit was last Tuesday. We did a follow up on the all the tests that we did about close to the beginning of this month, and A1C was the big one. It was at the last time it was 7.8, and this time it was down to 7.3. So, bam, the diabetes is going the right direction. Um, some of the other stuff was out. The uric acid was still high. That's why I suffer from gout. Um, the cholesterol was battling itself, but she got me back on to do stuff because I wanted to work out and knock the cholesterol down. It's helping, but it needs help. We're not there yet, people. You know, you could go cold turkey perfect, but you've got to be totally disciplined. I mean, you can't falter. I'm telling you, I'm going through it. I watched Dame Drops is going through it. Kylie Mose. These are more famous people than me been out there. Uh, if you go, you got like Cali Muscle, 2 heart attacks in. He went cold turkey because he saw that tunnel of light, and he's like, well, I need to stay on the other side for a while. So he went on watermelon fast. So to do it and to go cold turkey, you got that discipline. You could do it. You don't need anybody help. It's just you're gonna make it happen. Some of us go through cycles, go through little points, but I had to redefine my mission, my goal, my game plan. So, like I said, the doctor was, telling me, hey, this is looking better. This is doing better. We're looking at this. This is doing better for you. You've got to keep up working out. I mean, my workout is very simple. I do 3 days a week. It takes 45 minutes to an hour. Mostly upper body. I haven't really started even focusing on the lower body just yet. Um, and then the other 3 days, I walk. I walk 2 miles a day. 2 miles a day. Get out and walk. I get out and walk. I get out and walk. I'm getting up to where I can move fast, maybe at a jog. Maybe I get on a bicycle and do more bicycle where I could do 5 to 10 miles. But it is a process that I am eliminating. We're into the month of September now. And I know the game plan that I've got. And I'm slowly cranking that game plan into what is overtime, extra time. We're making it happen, you know. So one of the things that anybody who's going through economics of cooking for themselves or keeping from eating out, there are some nice places, throughout most major cities. But is anybody who is not in that 80 plus thousand a year bring home rate? And I mean 80 plus thousand bring home. I ain't talking about you making 80 plus thousand. I mean 80 plus thousand, that's what you bringing home. After taxes and stuff, you're having 80 plus thousand. A lot of people say, oh, 80,000, that's nothing. Yeah, bring home, bring home. Net. How much you got in the bank after all the expenses and stuff. So anybody who is in that, they understand. Well, they can probably eat out more if they don't have obligation like kids and a significant other and stuff like that. They might can get out. They might can get away with eating out on a more regular basis. But if people are trying to save money for a future event or something, they're going to have to be careful on how they eat. You know, and eating out, and especially eating what is called healthy, that costs. Where we used to laugh at people eating organic back in the day, when it's just farm raised, you got a garden and stuff. Them days, people want those days. Finished the red cabbage. About to cut up the last cabbage. That might be, yeah, we should have enough. We should have enough. It'll be 3 cabbages total. But that's the thing. All this food that I bought today total to about $55. That's $55 just to make a giant pot of soup. I just want you to think about that for a second. $55 to make a giant pot of soup. Let's make sure we're right on that. What else did we get? Well, we got we got some beet juice in here. We could take off about 6 of those dollars. Now, to be honest, that's a lot. $55. I got to make this last a whole week. I got to eat off of this for a whole week, for at least 5 days. 5 days I got to eat off of this. $55. But like my wife was saying, she's like, that's a lot of money. I average about $30 a day eating out. If I go to Salad and Go, get a salad and breakfast wrap and one of their drinks, that's $14, $15. If you eat something a little bit later or you go get you some coffee, dude, I get a coffee and some ice. Sometimes at Quick Trip it's $3.77, sometimes it's $5.27. Depends if they charge you for the cup of ice or not. That's a coffee and some ice. A big 44-ounce cup of ice. So that's another $4 or $5. If you eat something even simple, like there's this Chinese buffet not too far from me. You could eat there almost every day if you didn't care about what you're eating. Not to say their food is not bad in taste. Health quality and what you're eating might be the thing, but you can survive if you drink water and leave a $2 tip. You can get out of there in less than $12. And you tell me where you can go and eat a buffet, a small buffet, and only drink water and leave a $2 tip and walk away only paying $12 in 2024. If you were surviving and you were trying to eat every day, people are doing that. People are trying to survive. There's a reason why you go to the dollar store, they have a refrigerator section now. There's a reason why you go to the dollar store and they sell more than just little simple stuff. They sell a lot of food items, a lot of juices, a lot of ultra processed stuff because there ain't no grocery stores anymore where it's healthy. Even Whole Foods and Sprouts and a lot of these other stuff have somewhat processed foods in them. So you think about the dollar store, there, Family Dollar, General Dollar, they just the dollar store itself, the dollar store. They have stuff in there. You could buy a canned hamburger for $1. You know, a canned hamburger. Here's another dose of cabbage we're putting in it. A canned hamburger for $1. Some canned fries for $1. You know, so once again, you got to ask yourself, if you surviving on a budget, so-called budget, and you're surviving, you're going from day to day. People ain't thinking about what that McDonald's hamburger that I just saw on the ad on the highway that says McDonald's hamburger, a double cheeseburger with a small fry for $3.50. Most people ain't making 40,000 a year. People are struggling, especially if you don't have a significant other. You ain't living with people. You don't have a roommate situation. Uh, People were just making average money, 17, 18, $19 an hour. Which you see, we scarf at and say, man, hey, a McDonald worker making $17 an hour, man, that's just too much. It's like, no, it ain't. They gotta live too. Well, they should have went and did such and such. For real. So it's all these high paying jobs here. Where they at? Where are all these high paying jobs at? Where are all these jobs that people can afford to eat better and to have organics and eat healthy foods and stuff on a daily basis? And if it was, why McDonald's exists? Why Burger King exists? Why Pizza Hut exists? Taco Bell exists? Cheap food at a cheap price, causing cheap stuff inside your ability in your body. People were talking about, I guess it's in California where they really changed the minimum wage. And I did a trip to California for the 4th, and I saw the prices for myself. I thought that trip was going to be about 1,500. I think it was at 2,200 when I last looked at it. About 2,200 in cost. And I was there for what, 4 days? 4 days, just me, $2,200. That was a one-way ticket to go see no, that was a round trip ticket if I'm lucky, to go see my wife. And in California, they've changed it up. They got people, they got people doggone making that type of money. I'm gonna be right back. They got people making 17 to $20 an hour with McDonald's. When you go there, Uh, I think there's the garbage disposal on. But yeah, you're like 17 some dollars an hour. And you know, people tripping talking about, oh yeah, man, they want to make $17 an hour at McDonald's. But how they survive? It ain't just kids working there. It's adults working there. You know, especially adults who are of management team. So you got to look just like people want to live too. People understand, you know, the housing crisis and what's going on with the market, what's going on with the job market. And people want health. They want to eat better. It ain't that people don't want to eat better. People want to eat better. Even people who eat steak, they want Wagyu, they want Kobe beef. They don't want just regular old beef. Hell, they want a better cut. So chop that up. But we really don't like really chopping stuff up in the garbage disposal as a plumber. You know, that's interesting. Wait, somebody on here is named Bread Eater. I understand that more than you understand bread eating. Man, I wish I could eat some good. I wish there was some good bread I could eat right now that wouldn't be kicking in them carbohydrates. Because I'm telling you, that bread be tasting good. But like I say, people, last little amount of cabbage. I would usually bring the camera over here to stir this, but trust me, that camera right now ain't moving from that location. And it is good where it's at. It was hard enough to get it in that location. But you can see what I'm doing. Let's get a little angle. You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? Mixing it up, coming from the bottom. Mixed up. I usually have a wooden spoon, but I cannot find that wooden spoon. Where a wooden spoon go? Like a wooden spoon disappeared. This might be in that container right there. Yeah, real nice wooden spoon. You know something? I don't really like this one anyway. Let's change this up. We gonna get something better. I bought a, what do you call this, people? I'm about to show you. This is called a ladle. Called a big spoon. I think it's called a ladle. Ooh, yeah. But it's been cooking for a minute. What happened was, and like I'll show it, I usually, man, I haven't really been uploading to Instagram and stuff like I should. Haven't been really doing that. But I went to Kroger's, aka Ralph, King Ralph's. Yeah, is it King Ralph or King Super? Ralph's, Fred Meyer's, Kroger's, and I got a red cabbage, and it was rotten. I've never seen that before. It reminds me back in the day, I bought some oranges from over in Dallas off of Harry Hines of all places. There's a guy who always sells fruits there. He always sell oranges. And I opened up the orange. It was black as all I does. I put that on Instagram and stuff back in the day. Uh, but I had to go back down. And now when I went back down to this other place, I wish I had went down the street to them in the first place. Because, let's just put it like this. Certain communities demand better produce, demand better products. You are not getting away with cheap. They're going to complain. But this Kroger's, man, they just it was sad in there. It was sad in there today. And they usually my go-to Kroger's. But down the street, there's a Fiesta. And Fiesta sometimes, they be doing it. They got better products. They got better stuff. And I wish I went there first. I even got some avocados I'm letting it sit to ripen. But basically, this is a big pot of cabbage soup. And if I'm going to be disciplined, I gotta eat this until it's gone. And the good thing is I get avocados with it. So I got hopefully 2 avocados a day. Two small avocados, a bowl of cabbage soup. I don't have anything else. I got some cheese I really need to get rid of because I think that's been the issue of my congestion. Me thinking I can eat some whatever this. I made the viral flatbread, cottage cheese, uh, cottage cheese. What was it? Cottage cheese, uh, um, mozzarella cheese, shredded mozzarella cheese, 1 egg, and I think your seasoning in there. I think that's it. And you season it up. And I think I think the last batch I wanted to put some chickpea flour in it. But it looks like it did on the viral things on TikTok and different stuff. Tastes pretty good, but I don't know. It didn't feel good after. And it might not be that. It might be something else, but we can't take a chance and keep eating that stuff. I'm just trying to not do the carbs. I call myself trying to stay away from carbs. But I listened to Yaki Awakened. Yaki Awakened. Dr. Yaki Awakened out of St. Louis, Missouri. And he's talking about you need to be a fruitivore. Fruitivore. Fruitivore guy. Let me put some more water in this. And even people don't like this water anymore. I was supposed to have my alkaliner that Chef Crushby recommended, but it was like $95. And I pushed it off because I had other things I had to do. I got to get the alkaliner. I got to get it. I just don't know how long it's going to last, how long each one's going to last. How long can how many gallons can you get out of it? But we're gonna let that basic cook. I've got it on medium. Let that cook. But the last thing I'm gonna talk about is, as this is going into a 30-minute video with your world famous host Frederick 24/7 365. Is man, whatever this brain fog stuff is, I know a lot of people after they've had COVID, they've talked about this brain fog, but I hear it in so much other stuff. But this stuff is real. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. The doctors talk about a lack of vitamin D, a lack of your B12. Remember, I was getting them B12 shots last year before I went to Ghana. But that brain fog stuff is real, and I've noticed myself. I told you, drinking coffee more. I really never drunk coffee, and if I drank coffee, it was black coffee because I didn't like sugar and stuff in coffee and stuff. Now I have found some creamers that I really like, and you got to be careful with sweets. But the one thing that my friend John, he probably bought the rich. I think he bought the rich people stuff. I bought the more affordable stuff. He was talking about drinking that adaptogenic mushroom coffee, and it does have caffeine in it. It does have caffeine in it. It says 1 teaspoon, 500 milligrams of caffeine. So it does have caffeine in it. But what I've noticed is when I'm at work and I drink the coffee, I come out of the brain fog faster. Like I could sleep. If I sleep decent at night, I'm usually pretty good. But if I'm stressed, worried, whatever the body's going through, trying to detox, trying to get the stuff out, uh, you don't get your rest accordingly, and you feel that brain fog a little bit more. Uh, but like tomorrow, I'm going to start off with this and Dr. Save Me sea moss and some cinnamon and water. I got to get away from agave. I got to get to dates. Dr. Bird is another person I'm watching. He's talking about the study with agave over dates. or agave just in general. But I got to get to more dates because I see that dates do pretty good. But that being said, is I don't know if it's this or it's the caffeine, but earlier I didn't wake up until probably about, I think I went to sleep last night at maybe 11, 10 or 11. I didn't get up until like 9 this morning and really didn't get out of bed until probably about 10 or 11. Just was not feeling it. But I noticed that after I drunk that, I woke up. It's like it's like I'm 80% here right now. There's like 20% something that still bother me, like whatever's going on right here. But it's like mind is about 80%, you know. So hey, this coffee with adaptogenic mushrooms. We got to see more research and what goes on in, but I'm seeing myself drink more coffee, and I got to get away from that. I got to do better. Uh, Last thing, if you're watching this video, please hit the like button. If you subscribe because you want to hear it, but you can do it. You can hit the like button. But that being said, I'm your world famous host once again, Frederick 24/7, 365. A long way from that. Uh, Going through this health journey, and I'm taking it way further than that first one. I've got a game plan, and I'm going for it. I have nothing to lose but to do it. I'm gonna take this all the way down to I want to get to. I have a purpose that I want to accomplish, that I want to stay here, and we're gonna do what we got to do. And when it comes to the other stuff, it ain't worth it anymore. It don't do anything for you. Just before I go, I ate some fried rice the other day, and I remember eating this place like 2 years ago, and I was like, man, it was off the chain. And I think it was Thursday or Friday I ate it, and I was like, it ain't taste the same. It's like my body is demanding the change. It wants it bad, and I'm in with it at this point. I'm feeling it. So we're taking it all the way. We're doing this we got into the weekend. This is a Monday, Labor Day. Happy Labor Day if you're in America. Uh, we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hopefully this nice, beautiful soup will last me until Friday, until Saturday. And I can eat a nice, beautiful bowl of soup every morning. Probably take my coffee that I'm gonna make, put it in a thermos, and take that to work with me. And for hopefully 4 days, not spend any other money. Right now, it's a game plan of saving money. So that being said, I thank you for watching. I leave you with a smile as I say peace, health, wealth, and gratitude always.